Thanks for joining me again. This video will be discussing 5 basic requirements for applying for a visitor visa. In order to visit Canada, you really have to make sure that these things are included in your application as well as referred to in your submission or your letter to the immigration officer. The first is you have to have obviously a valid travel document, whether it being a passport or a green card or whatever that allows you to enter Canada. So you have to include that, include a copy of that, and make reference to it also in your cover letter or your submission. You have to be in good health, so you cannot be considered criminally or medically inadmissible to Canada. The third is convince the immigration officer, which is the most important point I want to make, convince the immigration officer that you have significant ties outside of Canada that you have to attend to. Things like having employment outside of Canada, having property, home, financial assets, things like this really demonstrate to the officer that your intent is not permanent in Canada. So the more documents you provide to show your stability in your home country or the country that you're coming from, that would really increase the success rate on your visitor visa application. Convince the immigration officer that you will leave the country, but also what's important here is demonstrating that you have sufficient funds and means to support yourself for your temporary stay in Canada. Now again, we get this common question of what is the rule of thumb, or what is the funds that I have to show? And the answer I always give is it really depends. It depends on who's coming with you, how long are you planning to stay, who are you going to be residing with, are you going to be staying at a hotel, where are the accommodations, what are you going to be doing while you're in Canada? So these are key questions, and once we have answers to these questions, we can say, well, this amount makes sense, and this is what you should demonstrate when you file a visitor visa application. There's really no one specific amount that will increase or decrease your chances of approval or refusal when you file a visitor visa application. The last thing here is having enough money for your stay, as I stated, and the amount of money to show that you will also be able to exit the country. So that's very important, showing not only that you can support your stay in Canada, but you have enough funds to exit the country when your temporary stay is over. So just again, to reiterate, status document, make sure you're not inadmissible to Canada on health or criminal inadmissibility. Make sure that you show significant ties to your home country. Convince the officer that you are able to financially support your stay in Canada. And the last thing, convince the officer that you have enough funds that you will exit the country as well. I hope that helps with regards to the basic requirements when you apply for your visitor visa application. Thanks so much, and until next time.